My family thinks my nonverbal autistic sister found a perfect husband, but I just found her sketchbook, and her drawings are a secret code telling me he's a monster, and I have to get her out. Lena's wedding was perfect, too perfect. It was held in a blooming botanical garden, with white roses climbing the trellises, and a string quartet playing softly near a fountain. My sister Lena stood at the altar in a stunning lace gown, looking like a porcelain doll. She was beautiful and silent as she always was. Her new husband Julian stood beside her, his hand resting possessively on the small of her back. To everyone else, he was a miracle. He was handsome, wealthy, charismatic, a man who had everything. And yet he had chosen my sister, my quiet, nonverbal, autistic sister. My parents were practically glowing. I could hear my mother's excited whispers to our aunt from 3 rows back. "He's a godsend," she kept saying. "A literal godsend. Lena will finally have a normal life." My father, a man who had carried the weight of worrying about Lena's future since she was a child, looked 10 years younger. For them, this wedding wasn't just a celebration. It was a release. Lena was safe. Lena was taken care of. Their lifelong burden had been lifted. But as I stood there, watching them exchange their vows, I couldn't shake this cold, heavy feeling in the pit of my stomach. I watched Julian as he gently took Lena's hand to place the ring on her finger. I saw the way his fingers tightened around hers, just for a second, a grip that was a little too firm. I saw his smile, the one that charmed everyone, the one that never, ever reached his cold, assessing eyes. And I saw Lena's smile in return, a faint, practiced curve of her lips that I recognized from years of her trying to mimic the emotions she saw in others. It was an empty smile, a performance. Everyone else saw a fairy tale, a handsome, wealthy man choosing to love a girl who couldn't speak for herself, who couldn't tell him no. I saw a collector, admiring his newest, most beautiful, and most silent possession. During the reception, he never left her side. He doted on her, cutting her food, speaking for her. His every action a perfect portrait of a devoted husband. "She gets overstimulated in large crowds," he'd explain to well-wishers with a warm, patient smile, gently steering her away from anyone who tried to engage her for too long. My family just ate it up. They saw a protector. I saw a gatekeeper. As the party was winding down, I finally got a moment alone with her, while Julian was talking to my father. "Are you happy, Lena?" I asked, my voice a low whisper. She just looked at me, her expression unreadable. But then, as Julian started walking back towards us, she did something strange. She reached into the small satin bag she was carrying and pressed an old, worn sketchbook into my hands, one from our childhood. Before I could ask why, Julian was there, his arm wrapped around her shoulders. Lena sharing her old hobbies," he said, his voice smooth as silk, but his eyes were fixed on the sketchbook in my hand, and for a split second, they were cold as ice. The moment passed, and he was the charming husband again, but I had seen it. And I couldn't shake the feeling that the sketchbook wasn't just a gift. It was a message. My sister Lena has never spoken a word, not one. The doctors had all sorts of labels for it. Selective mutism, profound autism spectrum disorder, but all I've ever known is her silence. But Lena does have a voice. It just doesn't use words. Her voice is the scratch of charcoal on paper, the vibrant slash of watercolor, the delicate lines of a pencil. Her sketchbooks, they are her diaries. They are her soul. When we were kids, I was the only one who really understood her language. We created our own secret code, a visual alphabet of emotions. A bright yellow lily meant I'm happy. A wilting, drooping rose meant I'm sad. A drawing of a room with no doors or windows meant I feel trapped. And the most important one, the one we barely ever had to use, a drawing of a bird, small and gray, locked inside an ornate cage. That one meant fear. It meant danger. It was our SOS. Don't stop here. Full story continues on the channel. Link below.